Hello and welcome back to another episode of Too Good Talks. I'm Bonnie Too Good, your host, and I'm joined by a powerhouse of a couple, also known as a dynamic duo. I have the Turner-Heppells with me at the moment. We've got Dyson and Kate in the studio. Hey guys, how are you? And thanks for joining me today.
Hey Bon, thanks for having us.
Yes, Bon. So good to be here. Thanks for the invite and KT's first podcast.
I know.
Wow.
I'm really excited about this concept, and it made sense when I was like, okay, I really want to get Dice on because obviously from Essendon, I know Dice, great relationship, and I was like, but Kate, I think we need to unlock like what her special power is here, and I think
dangerous.
it's going to be energy, talking, having a bit of a yap.
I can talk, I can yap. You may regret it, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
But we've now got 3 people in a room that can yap and talk, which is maybe
Let's
dangerous.
go. Who knows what'll happen here, but looking forward to it.
Now, it's been a big couple months for the both of you. After you retired from AFL, obviously still going to play for Port Melbourne, which we can talk about later in the pod. You've had a lot going on.
No doubt.
It's been a big few months.
Yeah. No, she has been big. It's sort of like, eventually coming to the decision to hang up the boots and going through the whole emotional process of that and playing the final game. And then all of a sudden, it's the reality sets in of, footy's done, this next chapter of life. And but it's been navigating this period of ups and downs. But overall, we've had a lot of fun over the last probably 4 or 5 months.
Oh, we've done heaps.
We've done heaps.
You had an enormous wedding in there.
We
now,
did.
can I just say, looked spectacular. The wedding of the decade, I want to say.
That's
but
huge.
also,
We'll take that.
your wedding video, I think, could have been nominated for like a Golden Globe or something because that wedding video was pretty spectacular. How was the day?
It was amazing. Yeah. And yes, that video, I've watched it. We've probably watched it like 70 times.
Shout out to Tango Films. Lockie, he absolutely flushed it. So that was a lead. But what are your thoughts, KT, the wedding in general?
Well, it was probably the best weekend of my life, easily, not probably. I never wanted to get married.
Yes.
And after some wearing down over a few years, Dice convinced me that it'd be a good idea. And yeah, so glad we did. Just having all your best friends and family all together all weekend, like, it was unreal. You can't match it.
Yeah.
How long, if you don't mind me asking, how long have you guys been together?
Yeah, we're going 15 years. So we got together in my year 12 year. Kate was going into year 12, so she was year 11. And then, when I got drafted, Kate was still finishing school back at New Haven College at Phillip Island. So she's been a journey. She was a bit of a, 15 years deep and finally got it done. So
Finally.
Yeah.
Why were you not wanting to get married?
I just never did. I just never cared. And I think as soon as Dice and I got together, we were pretty much married from 17.
Yeah.
So I just didn't see the need for it. I didn't see it as important to confess our love in front of everyone and tell the government we're married and committed. I was like, none of your business, I'm good. But then, Dice ended up proposing. It was never going to be a no if Dice proposed. And then I think 2 years ago, Dice proposed.
But I never said, will you marry me? I said, will you spend the rest of your life with me? So it was like, we weren't actually going to do the full proper nuptials and the works.
Yeah.
But then Kate came around.
Well, then I thought about it and I was like, what? I'm being so stubborn for what? So I ended up proposing marriage to Dice about a year later.
So look at that, the double proposal.
Look at romance.
Yeah, it's massive.
Doesn't it just make you happy?
Yeah, I know. I'm not really that type. And then I got so awkward. I got him a ring and I'm like, how do you do this?
There's a classic proposal. We're just sitting on the beach. It was actually dolphins come rolling through up in Byron, and then Kate's like, so I've got a ring for you. Do you want to do this thing properly? I was like, yeah, beauty.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
We found a bit of a compromise. I was like, I'll actually come around to this.
Yeah.
But true, it is a bit funny with marriage. It's like, why do we have to confess our love and, say to the government, hey, we're married. But I've got something about having a love party like that. It's just celebrating love, I think, is the dopest thing.
Well, it's funny you say that because I wanted the wedding, which was not actually going to be a wedding. It was going to emulate a wedding.
Yeah.
But we weren't doing any of the legal stuff. And I was like, let's just call it a love party. And Dice hated it.
There's no way I'm
Kate's
telling my
wavelength.
best mates to go, come to our love party. No.
It
Sounds
does
like
sound
a
like
massive,
something else.
doesn't it? Yeah, exactly. No, we had a ball though.
Yeah,
best 3 days ever. And I think the funniest thing for me was the Herald Sun actually put some photos up at the end of it, and the one they picked was KT straight arm and a Carlton dry on someone's shoulders. I was like, that's perfect.
I think it just
summed up the weekend.
Yeah, perfect. It looked incredible, and congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you.
You've also started a clothing company, really.
That's the biggest thing we've done lately.
That's been massive. Huge. Yeah, the label has just been, so much fun, and it had been stemming for a while. Like, we had the idea in the works for probably 4 years, but never really pulled the trigger on it, and just did a lot of background work to make sure that it's something that we wanted to bury into and could see a sustainable future for. I guess the story behind it is what sort of stemmed it all, and we've been sort of running with it since. So, I guess we can dive into the story if you want.
Yeah, I'd love to, because there actually is a great video on your website that is a little bit of an origin story as how it all came to be. But I'd love to talk about H-Man for a little bit, Harrison. What he's been able to step through and knock down all of these expectancy barriers, and he's just been like, with all his positivity and how he just keeps fronting up day in, day out is genuinely inspiring, and I love how you've harnessed that for the brand. But if we talk about it, Kate, let's start with you. The first day that you met H-Man, because that must have been a moment for you. You're like, oh, this kid, he's special. Yeah,
well, Dice met him a bit before me. That they got him out to the club when he was 4 or 5. 5. And I met him a little bit after, and actually at the Royal Children's Hospital, because he spends so much time there, and he was with his older brother Miller, who we love. And
the Miller hoodie.
Yes,
there we go.
Yep. And I could just see why Dice was so taken with this little boy, just how obsessed he was with him, and heard so much about him, and it just made so much sense. He had just the zest for life and his energy and his positivity, and he was one of the crookest little kids I've ever seen. So that was my first memory of meeting H. But you were a bit before me. Yeah,
and that's it. It's and that's where it all stemmed from. Like, meeting this kid out at the club, the connection through my Oma, my grandmother passed away from the same condition that H has, called scleroderma. And I became an ambassador for the foundation, and through the foundation they linked us up. He was a mad little Bombers fan, and the family came out to the club, going back in 2017 or 18, and meeting this kid, and that was it. Just seeing his exuberance and love for others. And he's had fingers amputated, countless hours at Royal Children's Hospital, and numerous operations, and I'm going, how can this kid just keep fronting up with a massive smile on his face and have so much joy and love to spread? And it was kind of like, wanted to get to know this kid more, and that was the next sort of 7 or 8 years of just getting to know him and his family really well with the two of us, and that's where it got to that point of like, all right, how can we make the biggest impact we possibly can on this kid's life? And that's where the concept of the clothing label came up. We'd sort of always wore the same type of kit anyway, us two, and we're like, why don't we just sort of make stuff that we like, and then incorporate H-Man's drawings and artworks as the graphics on the kit, and then the proceeds of the sales help go back towards ticking off H-Man's bucket list items that he wants to do in his life. So it's been a mad journey.
It's so cool. I'd love to read out the vision statement that you have on the website. Now, this is kind of giving me anxiety from school, because when you have to read out in front of class, you always just mumble all your words. So I'm really hoping my education holds me strong through here.
Get it.
However, I'm doing the vision statement. There's two. You got your mission and your vision. H envisions a world where everyone embraces each day with the utmost positivity and vigour, inspired by Harrison's indomitable... I knew it was going to happen. And stress. Indomitable. That's right.
That's the one.
I think that's right. I'm on here. Spirit and zest for life, transforming everyday experiences into extraordinary adventures. We believe in the transformative power of positivity. Our vision is to inspire a global community to live each day with passion and purpose, enjoying the ordinary, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. By celebrating Harrison's adventurous spirit, we aim to ignite a sense of wonder and enthusiasm in everyone we touch. And I love the bit turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, because there's a bit that I want to do with this podcast is that exact same motto, is finding what that ordinary is in the extraordinary people that I get to talk to, like you two. And it seems like Harrison really embodies all of that, but just meeting you for the first time, to Kate, and then Dice knowing you over the past couple of years, it seems like it's something that you both embody. Has that always been something you've had and had in you, or through Harrison and that relationship it's kind of cemented itself?
Nice.
I think it's always kind of been in us. You've always been really optimistic. I've always been pretty positive and
Yeah.
doing what I want.
This is it. KT's motto is do what makes you happy and fuck the rest. Like, that's it. She's just like living her life, getting after it. If there's something you're not enjoying, move on, try something else.
Yeah.
And that's been a big, that's something I really had to try and embrace myself as well. It was like, I was sometimes just very set in my ways, quite stubborn, and, there were moments I am quite an optimistic type of dude. But Kate's definitely helped me relax and try and enjoy downtime. And but yeah, at the same time, it's like we're just trying to have fun, enjoy this ride as much as we can, and bring as much of that to this project and business, I guess, as we possibly can.
But I think that's where H has come in massively for you as well. Like seeing someone go through such a hard time and face so many challenges and still be that positive person. I think H has been huge for really solidifying that for Dice. Like, I think honestly, it used to annoy you that I was like that. You're like, what are you doing?
Why are you smiling?
Be
all
so
the time?
serious. Take something seriously for once.
Yeah.
So I think H has definitely been really big for you for that.
Yeah, for sure. And that has been a massive part. I reckon for the back half of my career, came into my life, I guess, at quite a pivotal time after we missed that whole year off with the band through the supplement saga, and met him just post that, and it was like, okay, he gave a real piece of perspective on my life and sort of really helped me enjoy my footy for the back half of my career, and it was a big part in that, no doubt.
That's incredible, just to explore the impact that he's had. Like just a young boy on like two grown adults, just like doing what he's doing, and then
he runs the show
he's a
now.
classic though. I feel like he's lived a whole life in his 12 years. Like he's had 5 or 6 girlfriends. He had a couple at once, like in the one time, like doing his thing. Just he's a funny unit.
I know.
And
it's
he's
so
and he's just having a dig.
Yeah.
Like he's getting after it, the boy. It's great.
Oh, that's so incredible to hear. Like there were things that you touched on there that I'd like to explore a little bit more with some of the challenges that you face, and then Kate, like your perspective on that. But just to wrap up a little bit about Haych The Label, like what's the next thing on the bucket list for him?
Bang, what do we got? Well, the big ticket items, we'd love to get him to the UK to some soccer games and visit some EPL clubs. He loves his soccer.
Messi, Ronaldo.
Yeah,
What's his favourite?
Messi, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He's just like, wants to meet all the big dogs. We're like, no worries, mate. I'll give him a call.
Leave him with me.
That's it. And then to America, to some NBA teams as well. But what do we got coming up? Next one's the F1s tomorrow. Literally. So we're taking him to the F1s. We got we're doing an inner sanctum experience with the Melbourne Storm. With the Storm. So training on Monday, going to their game on Thursday. So presenting to the playing group and things like that, which will be awesome.
That's sick.
Then I think by the end of the year, I think H's thing has always been he wants to help as many people as possible. So we've got some big plans to kind of expand the reach and the platform other kids, hopefully with other diagnoses that have their own stories to tell as well. So we've got big plans. And so H's main thing is just wants everyone to live life.
Yeah,
that's it.
This is
Have
it.
fun.
Spread that,
Smile, positivity. Yeah. Oh, I love it, guys. It's so cool what you're doing, and we're all repping it today.
We are.
Made sure I got
Spawn, rocking
my
the
hands
kit.
on
We
some
love
kit
it
because it's so good. You should see all the mornings the crew's walking in at the club at the moment. It's a different H piece.
So nice.
Everyone's loving it.
Everyone's
so
been
good.
so supportive.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
It's been really fun to watch, like what you guys are doing. I think it's really special. So keep it up, and I can't wait what those big plans are going to be later on in the year to have a further reach and impact more people. If we could change tact and talk a little bit, well, I suppose you guys have gone through Dice's AFL career together.
Yeah.
You were there when he got drafted. What was local football like for you? Like the importance of local footy as a kid is so important. You grew up in Leongatha.
Leongatha, that's the one. Both did, yeah.
Yep, perfect. Talk to how important like the footy club is when you were growing up and how it's important to community.
Love it, yeah. So I grew up obviously back in Leongatha in South Gippsland, and footy was just a huge part of my life growing up. Dad was a great country footballer, running amok with a big red mullet in the day.
Perfect.
And used to just love going to watch him play as a little tacker. And then you soon bury into Auskick. All my mates were heavily involved in all types of sport and footy itself. And then played my first competitive game of footy with the mighty Leongatha Parrots, vicious mascot, the Parrots. And I didn't lose a game for my first 3 years. Dad was a coach. Thought, how easy is this caper? 3 flags, 3 years, and haven't won one since, but that's all right. But just an awesome childhood and upbringing, playing footy, a lot of basketball, sort of played a fair bit of b-ball with Melbourne Tigers down in the city, so travelled, a lot of travel as a kid as well for various sports. But I guess, and then just following the different pathways through Vic Country and then onto Gippsland Power in the TAC Cup. But I guess the footy and forming friendships, different networks as a kid, getting to travel, that competitive spirit, but also the camaraderie of a team throughout footy has been incredible. So big part of my life, no doubt.
Yes, so fun. I like the. In my first year of AFLW also won a premiership. I'm really hoping that I get to repeat that.
Yes,
that would be really good. But was that similar to? Did you play sport growing up, Kate?
Yeah, I did. I was a netballer, swimmer, bit of basketball, but I absolutely sucked at it. That was more my twin sister's caper. But always involved in sports clubs. I went to MDU, Mighty Demons. Minions. So I wasn't a Gather girl.
Kate hasn't grown since she was in grade 6, so she used to be like a full
massive
weapon.
Yeah,
she was a beast, like backing them down in the post on the b-ball court and like.
I'm tiny now. Everyone thought I was going to turn into some NBA player. I was like, nah, didn't even know how to dribble.
Stopped.
Yeah,
stopped growing. Netball, what position did you play?
I was a GA young, and then I was a GD, and then as everyone shot up and I stopped going, I was the WD, which I love, which cops a hard rap, and it's my favourite position.
Honestly, hardest position on the court, for real. Crucial. When they say we're going to drop WD out tonight because we don't have enough numbers, big mistake.
I will die on the hill that it is one of the most crucial positions on the netball.
I'll die up there with you, okay? That's all right. Draft night. You came through pick number 8.
Yeah.
Would have been incredible, lifelong dream. Long life Bombers supporter as well.
Correct, that is true. Yeah, no, I was a mad Bombers fan as a kid. Running around with Hurdy's number on my back and, eventually turned into my first coach. So
that's crazy. It
was an incredible experience. We'd sort of, throughout my draft year, I'd spoken to every single club bar Essendon, including Richmond, whose Kate's uncle, Francis Jackson, was the head recruiter at Richmond. So we had a random little interview with Richmond, and I'd call him Frank because that's what they called him, and they're going, who's Frank?
Who's Frank?
Yeah. I was like, Francis. But anyway.
Obviously.
It's about that little inside one. But, but Frank decided not to pick me. They had picked 6, and I said, right, bug ya. Yeah. But I was happy he didn't because I ended up at the Dons.
Yeah. All meant to be in the end.
It was. And, and throughout that year, I hadn't spoken to Essendon at all until the night before the draft. I had my pre-draft interview sitting around our tent in the Burleigh Heads Caravan Park on some camp chairs.
Yep.
And Hurdy said, look, if you're available at pick 8 tomorrow night, we're going to take you. So that was my pre-draft interview, and away we went.
And look at you now.
There you go.
There's your first coach.
True that. That first coach, and just an incredible mentor and friend throughout that period. So, it was a great start to the career, and we went 14 years deep, and here we are.
14 years deep. What, Kate, for you, for Dice's career, what are some of the things that, stick out to you, like highlights?
It's so hard. I think a lot of it really isn't actually the footy. It's kind of what you've done with the people we've met, the places it's taken us, and more like what you've personally, you shaving your head for the bushfires, shaved off your dreads finally.
Yeah.
Took way too long. Raising over $350,000.
Incredible.
And then you shaved your beard for Haych. And I think it's more that.
Yeah.
More the people we've met. We've made some incredible friends who will be friends for life. But no, and you getting capped and things like that, all the typical ones. But I think the things that have brought you the most joy have actually been off the field.
Yeah, good shout. No, thanks, Dale. Nice.
But I think you hear that, though, from many athletes post their career, is that it's actually all of those things that is the day-to-day that you miss and that you cherish, is those conversations, the people that you get to meet. In the AFL circle, you get to rub shoulders with some really important decision makers, and you get to learn so much from different people, but then also how important it is to give the time to everyone. And I think that's what you did. You've always done really well, Dice. I remember, I don't know if I ever spoke to you when I was coming to the club, but I know the first time we kind of met, we were at Marvel Stadium, I think, and it was the first time I actually put on the kit, and we were taking a photo because it was when the AFL were launching, that every club had the men's and women's team.
Yeah.
And straight away I was like, this guy, he's just like, gives time to absolutely everyone. Everyone that was there was like, Dice is a good bloke. Like,
salt of the earth, everyone calls him.
No, we did. We hit it off.
Yeah. No, that was fun.
But yeah, and that's been the whole thing, and extremely grateful for my entire journey and everyone that has supported across the career. But as you say, it's like when we talk about when I was a kid, having my first Auskick clinic where some Essendon players actually came down, and getting to meet Dustin Fletcher and Spike McVeigh, who I eventually played with the two of them, Dean Solomon, Sean Wellman, these type of guys, and from that point on, when I got drafted, I was like, that experience, meeting those guys when I was a kid, had such a big impact on me. I was like, I'll do anything I can to sort of make a kid smile, make their day, or want to pursue their dreams and potentially play AFL one day. And it has been amazing and very fortunate position that we are in to be able to have that impact on kids and other people and inspire people. So I don't take that lightly either, and have always tried to give people a time of day, and I get a kick back from that as well. It's just good fun. So
absolutely, it's true. Like, I sometimes feel like you get more out of situations than potentially the person does themselves. But like, it's important to continue to show, particularly the new players that come in. Not that I'm saying they don't do this, but like, it's important to lead by example in that space and be like, you've got to make sure you give people the time of day, because you never know, by giving that one kid a high five, how how important that's going to be.
And I think the new guys coming in now are pretty dialed into that anyway. They sort of, I feel like they are, they're more than happy to give themselves and sort of express their own authenticity. But but as you say, you can get very caught up in the day-to-day monotony and the pressure of an AFL environment. But I feel like the more you give, the more you get back. So keep spreading good vibes, and it'll roll back to you.
That's it. You mentioned just then, like, the day-to-day monotony and the pressure of AFL football, and potentially you've been stuck in your ways or a bit stubborn, and Kate being able to come in and give you that positivity and basically be able to ground yourself a little bit in perspective with alongside H. When Dice would come home, like, I think this is always really interesting. It's really hard as an athlete to let go of losses, bad performances, or just, a shit day on the training track. It's like, how did you guys navigate that? I'd like to hear your perspective first, and then I'd love to hear Dice go.
Well, it's very funny because I think every one of our wedding speeches spoke on Dice's competitiveness and the waterworks that came with any losses, and he took anything hard. And I think at the start of your career, you just cared so much, which was a great thing, and it got you to where you were. Oh, I was like, were today. But, when you live with that day in, day out, it wore me down. And I was just like, nah, like, if you had a shit kind of run in the season, lost a few weeks and coming home shitty, and I was just like, mate, this doesn't actually matter. You get up, you wake up tomorrow, it's a new day, you work towards the next one. So I think in the end I gave you 24 hours to mope around, and after that I was like, nah, none of that, cut it out.
I'd go as hard as I could in that 24 hours too. I'm like, I am just going ham on it.
I'm like, life is not that bad. Like, the world is still turning. Like, we're good. But I think it is what made you such a good player and such a good teammate. Was caring so much. But yeah, it did take a while to find the balance.
Yeah, guaranteed. And as you did say, it gave me it was that real drive and competitiveness, just wanting to win and be good. But it sort of zapped the joy out of footy at times. So
life
and life to that matter, no doubt. So it took a while for it to sink in, but we got there. Like,
you got there.
Yeah,
I was always there.
Yeah, you were cruising. But and in the end, that's it. It's like I had a far better, I guess. I grew up emotionally. I had a far greater emotional intelligence to be able to handle any adversities and be able to move on from them pretty quickly, gain that perspective, and then not bring too much home. To just dump on Kate, because you are unbelievable like that. I'll give you that. If I've got anything going on, can just throw it on your shoulders and you handle it for me. So perfect.
Did you ever? I've actually just come across like a book called The Third Space.
Nice.
And it's all about like how you transition from like different spaces or like wearing different hats. It's like, yep, I'm in athlete mode, got my athlete hat on, but when I'm home, like, I'm a partner and all of that. And there's this like third space that you can get into that allows you to transition easier. So it's like whether you're in the car right before you get inside, you take deep breaths and you're able to like, okay, let go of the stresses. So when I'm at home, I could be super present.
Yeah.
It's like, did you ever like look into doing any of that kind of stuff, or you kind of just navigated in your own way?
No, it would have been handy.
Yeah. No.
Should have known about that 10 years ago.
I think I certainly, as the career got on, I was very, I guess I was open to trying different modalities on what really helped for me, especially the mental part of sport, and which then flows into life in general. So loved meditation, and now more recently diving a lot more into breath work and things like that you can get, you know, if you have the awareness that you are heightened or you're in this emotional state, that you can have a bit of a trigger point where you go, okay, have the awareness that I'm in this space, and then just sit down and try and be present for a minute to as a bit of a circuit breaker, and then come back to what you're doing. So I've certainly learned to get better at that over the years.
And definitely better.
Thanks, Dale.
Way better.
Good job.
Thank you.
Proud of you. You would have you've faced a fair bit of challenges throughout the time as well. So you would have had to learn on the fly with being able to handle the ups and downs of AFL footy, but alongside the supplement saga, I'm sure that would have been a whirlwind of emotions. I remember, like, as an Essendon supporter myself, it just seemed to be on the airstreams and for years. It wasn't like months, it was just years. How was that as a partner, watching Dice go through that, and what were your feelings throughout that time?
Oh, it was the worst. I think as a partner, you're so out of control, and it's not your role, and it's your career, and it's, you know, I was always very careful not to overstep my mark in not being too involved, and always being on the sidelines, being supportive. But when that hit, just knowing it from the inside out, and knowing the integrity that you have, and like so strong in you, just knowing that like no positive test, and you didn't do anything wrong, and like I know that. But when the whole country is telling you that your boyfriend's a cheater, when that's the complete opposite, and when you are a fiery person that I am, it was hard, because Dice just, you know, your way of coping with it is just like, just get on with it, don't give them attention, you know, just do our thing, don't focus on it. Whereas I, you know, if I feel something's very unjust, is that the word? I definitely bark up a bit. So, yeah, it was hard. It was hard wanting to defend him, but also respecting Dice's position and how it was so media focused and heavy in the media. So I think in the end, I just had to get on with it as well, and more be there for Dice rather than worry about, you know, myself and saying what I really thought about the people, you know, walking down the street and stuff, people yelling out to him, and I'm going, well, get a life. Like, you don't even know him. You don't even know the story. So, like...
Kate went hammer and tong at a few which was like, you know, you're just there to back me and support me, and just like you were there in incredible amounts throughout that time, and helped me get through it, which was amazing. But when you would dish at a crew that were barking across the street, that was very funny.
Yeah, a few nights out.
Yeah.
Bali a few times.
Yeah, true.
Across the potato head pool, I'm like, shut the
Hey, just being a supportive partner.
That's the one.
It
Always
was.
have it back.
Always.
Guaranteed.
Exactly what you want. Are there any other things throughout the career that you're like, oh, that was a challenge and I overcame that and I'm proud of myself?
Yeah, I guess look, the big ones are, I guess, are injury challenges and things like that, where you're missing periods of footy, and why you're a leader as well, and trying to navigate that. I think overall, just proud of myself for just fronting up every day, with no matter what was going on in life or within the club. I come in and did the best I possibly could in whatever environment I was thrown into, and just tried to have a positive influence on those around me. So at the end of the day, I haven't had the on-field success that I would have loved, but I see my career as a success if I've had that positive influence on those that played under me, and tried to help them thrive under my leadership. Then I call that a win. So, yeah, happy days.
Absolutely. I think you had a very successful career, despite, not the ultimate success of lifting up the cup, but what you've been able to do individually, the individual accolades, but also your impact. Like, around the club at the moment, I'm like, oh, I wish Dice was still here. Like, I was like, where's just like the coffee chat where we were just like, you know, let's spitball a leadership idea now for 5 minutes. Your energy, and you're a very authentic person, and you see that through what you're doing with Haych The Label, but just how you go about your life. And both of you too, like, again, only meeting you just today, Kate, it seems you're the exact same, very authentic in who you are, and basically give zero fucks, eh?
Yeah.
Pardon the language. Sorry, we'll bleep that out.
Good one.
We'll move on. This is one of my favourite segments. It's called Too Good To Be True.
Let's go.
Now,
let's go.
The premise of this segment, you're going to give me a statement, and it might be a truth, and it might be a lie. And from there, I'm going to start to do my best detective work and see if I can figure out if it's a truth or a lie. I'm happy to go first if you need a little bit more time. Kate, you kind of got handballed this one.
Yeah, Dyson.
KT, you've got some stories.
I've got a lot of stories.
You're also good at making shit up, so we'll see what happens here.
If you want to go first, Bon.
I can go first.
All right, let's hit it.
All right. Let me just put my... When I was 8 years old, I got bucked off a horse. Yep.
Dang. True. So we need to say true or false.
Do I
no,
ask
you
you
can
more
ask.
questions?
You can ask me more questions to figure it out.
What sort of horse was it?
It was. Look, I'm not great with my horse analogies.
You can go colour.
It was a brown horse.
And where did this horse live?
So down in Gunnamatta, Mornington Peninsula, they have I was going to say a ranch, but that's very American,
We'll
isn't
run
it?
with a
I've been
ranch.
watching.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Yellowstone.
A stable. Yeah, I've been watching Yellowstone. Oh,
Yeah.
great series.
Mm-hmm.
But we digress. Yes, a stable, and it was a friend's birthday party, and it was like you go on a little trail situation.
Okay.
Oh, see, I don't know if I'm just gullible, but I already think that's so true because I know there is a horse thing down there.
You got
That's
bucked off.
realistic.
What happened? Like,
Oh, yeah.
were you okay?
So the story goes is that we were on the trail. It was like a mid-trail ride, and at this stage, like if I set the scene for you, I had like a pixie cut. I was like a real tomboy. I was the only girl out on the oval playing footy. Yeah, that kind of type. So yeah, you got the image. Sitting on this with my trackies, it was a bit cold, and I went to the...
Was it bareback or saddle?
Nah,
Yeah,
saddle.
okay.
Yeah, not that
That's all right.
advanced in my
Fair
horse
enough.
riding.
At 8 years old.
And I tell the person that had my lead of my horse or something, I don't know, because I was young.
The reins.
Yeah, that thing. And I'm like, hey, I got to go to the toilet. And then he yells at the front being like, oh, this little boy needs to go to the toilet. And I don't know if I kicked the horse at the same time, but I was like, hey, I'm a girl.
I can see
Right?
this bit being true, yeah.
And then next minute, off the horse, this energy must have surged through the horse and been like, all right, see you, Bon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I just...
Are you
No
feeling-
broken
are you
bones
feeling
or
this?
anything,
Yeah.
but yeeted off
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Just bucked off.
Either you're
What are
a
you
really
running
good,
here?
either you're a really good storyteller. That's absolutely true to me.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna-
where do you have any more questions?
No, because
Do you
I
still
was
ride
convinced.
horses?
I haven't ridden a horse since.
That checks out.
All right. I'm going to say this is true, surely.
gonna say it's true.
Has to be true.
Okay, parts of it are true, but the sentence itself is a lie.
Wow,
So what really happened?
So you actually get back. You got called a tomboy.
Yeah, I got a tomboy.
You were a boy.
Yeah, I had to be like, oh, what about this will be like, oh, actually interesting about the story. I got bucked off.
Fair game. All right, you got us.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Storytelling.
KT, have you got something?
I got something.
All right, go on, hit it.
I don't know what sort of themes we can run with here.
Just run what you want.
Run with the theme that springs to mind. The world is your oyster.
I got held at gunpoint in Thailand.
This is a theme, and I like it. Okay, in Thailand. How old were you?
19.
19. Why were you in Thailand?
I went with my sister and a friend for 3 weeks, just for a holiday before Christmas.
Yep, that's great. So 3 weeks in Thailand. What's like city? Were you in like Bangkok?
Flew into Bangkok and we were heading to, where's Bangla Road again? Where's that really famous?
Bangla Road.
No, Bangla.
Bangla.
And I actually haven't been to Thailand.
Oh my
Not
God,
sure.
like the
You're in the main
like
hub.
the city,
The
like
city.
the
In the
party
capital.
city.
Yeah,
Phuket.
Phuket, yes.
Yes.
My brother was just there.
Yes.
Yep, Phuket. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and all around. Went to
Why
different
were you
islands.
held at gunpoint?
Because we got a bus from Krabi to Phuket
Mm-hmm.
and we paid for it and we were meant to get dropped off at our resort and they pulled in the guys and we had about 5 Dutch people with us. There was other people on the bus.
Oh, so you were on the bus?
Yes, we were on a
Okay.
bus and then they pulled over about maybe half an hour out of our resort, Phuket. Not resort, it was not a resort. It was a shitty backpackers. And
Holes in
they,
this story.
you weren't there. And
Dice, chime in if you have any questions.
yeah, they told us that we owed them more money. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. And they ordered us all off the bus in this little car park. And the Dutch people had no idea what was going on. Everyone started crying. And I just absolutely staunched up to them and was like, take us where we need to go. And they're like, give us more money. And we stood there for about, I'd say like an hour and a half maybe, and then my friend eventually backed me up and everyone was crying. And then I was just like, and there was like guys with like, I mean, I don't know my guns, but I'll say they're AK-47s. Just like these big dogs out the back, like standing all around us. And yeah, everyone's in tears. And I was just like, we've paid for it. Take us where we need to go. And after a little bit, they just go, righto, get on the bus, and off we went.
This is awfully terrifying at 19 years old.
Staunching the gunman. Drive me to where I need to go. I don't care about your gun.
I don't care.
Get your gun out of my face.
Like,
just
I think
drop
it's
me
fake,
off.
actually.
I am poor. I've got no money. You can kill me if you want, but you get no cash.
Right. What's your verdict?
My verdict. I just now meeting you and like things that you said, I'm like, I can imagine the staunch bit. Like, I feel like you could do that.
I'm pretty staunch.
Yeah, staunch. She is staunch, can confirm.
Okay, thank you for your confirmation. Okay. I am saying this is a truth.
Hey,
it is true.
Well done.
Yes.
It's a true story.
It's true. No one believes me.
It's pretty heavy. I didn't even believe it when she told me.
No.
Well, if I hadn't have done this like interview and you tell me like how, like that's why, like if you had said this story and I didn't know Kate,
Dice.
Could you see me staunch and gunman?
No.
We'd probably end up having a beer somewhere.
Yeah, I want some clothes.
Yeah,
I got clothing.
I've got some kit. Just put this on, go get a couple of shots.
Oh, that's well. I'm sorry that you went through that, but like, I
didn't even think it was a big deal until I told people like a few years ago. I was like, oh yeah, that happened. They're like, that's crazy, and I was like, no, it's fine.
There you go.
Like in hindsight, it was scary, but I was not. I don't remember being scared.
You just went in full.
I was just like,
fight mode.
I'm like
fight or flight.
I was like,
fight.
What's that thing? I'm like, you're fake. You're faking this.
Yeah, go
you
on.
saw through it.
Yeah,
saw through the bullshit.
I was like,
yeah.
Don't. I'm like, you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes with that. You're not going to shoot. You're not going to shoot me.
Yeah. You're not going to shoot the Dutchess either. No. No.
So,
well, there you go. I'm glad I got it right. That's
well
one,
done.
one for one.
Yeah, okay, one to bond.
I think I gave away too much detail.
You did.
So in future, I'll just withhold some detail. Maybe I'll win it.
Yeah. Or you just change one little like aspect of it, and it's like it's a lie. Yeah. It's all right. We can. Yeah, that was my tactic today. Anyways, thanks for playing along for that.
Yeah,
that was
loved
pretty
it.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want to try?
I don't want to try.
We
all right.
don't have to, but you can.
Okay, what have I got for you?
It's the worst liar.
Let's go. Okay.
Got held at gunpoint and we had a shot.
Car got stolen. From a car park, and the car was later found burnt out on a highway.
What kind of car?
A Subaru.
Subaru. Trusty Subaru.
Subi.
How long ago was this?
This was when I was 18.
What highway was it found on?
It was found just out of Werribee.
This is a
just
lie.
Near Werribee.
This is a lie.
Are you saying it's a lie? Is that your final verdict?
Nah, I got more questions, hey. Okay, the Subi. What model was the Subi? Where did it get stolen from?
It got stolen from High Point Shopping Centre.
Okay.
Kate, do you know anything about this story?
I can confirm nor deny.
Okay, good answer, actually. I could have really found a loophole then.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was found just someone torched it. Like they had a bit of a joyride and like... Yeah.
It was a write-off.
All right. No, you can't. This is a true... I said lie. Or can I go back on my...
Final answer.
Final answer is... This is also a truth.
Ooh, there is some truth.
Yeah.
See, I took your advice.
My tactic's good.
The truth, because it was Kate's story and it was her car. And her car got knocked off and burnt out on a highway.
Okay, so it just wasn't your car.
That's it.
It
just wasn't mine. Dang.
Gosh, Kate, you've lived a lot.
Yeah, I know. She's
and it was a Nissan Pulsar, sorry.
Sorry, not a Subaru.
Sorry.
Also just throw that spanner in.
Yeah, I like. Well played. So my life, I should have trusted my gut.
Come on now.
Trusting my gut. Well, we'll go into a wrap up, but just firstly, so I just contradicted myself in that one sentence. What's next?
Next for
H
us.
4.0. Is it going to come?
Let's go.
Winter series?
We're literally locking it in today.
Yeah, we've had some, actually, so like, I guess from the support that we have gained and how far this has gone, we've just decided to go full noise into this. This is our full-time gig. And we've literally just mapped out the next sort of 8 to 10 months worth of clothing ranges.
Kate was telling me that just before we were on air that there was a moment where you're like, we're in deep here. We've got to actually like
sink or swim.
That's it.
Knock it out.
Yeah, it's commit. Like, bang, what do we do? And we decided, let's go. Let's just take this thing as far as we can. So, we've...
few pep talks.
Few pep talks with KT, firing it up, and away we went. So 4.0 definitely on the cards coming. Collaborations coming. We got some things in the works, so it's all happening.
What about for yourself? I heard you on the commentary on the KO series, the community series. Yeah. We got some of those in the cards.
No, I don't know. There were a few special comments just chewing the fat. I think I was calling the boys by their nicknames and no one had any idea what I was saying. But
the moment I knew it was you was when I heard it, no doubt. And I was like, oh, there he is.
There he is. Yeah, so don't know if there's a career in that, but I think maybe a little pinch hit here and there in a few media gigs, but see how we go.
Yeah, love that. Well, it's an exciting time. Love what you guys are doing. I really hope you grace our ears with your special comms pinch hits throughout the season. But I really appreciate both of you coming on today. You're a bundle of joy. I love what you're doing with H. Keep inspiring and empowering people to live life to the fullest. And I really appreciate you guys coming today.
Thanks so much,
Too
Bon.
good. Too good talks.
Too good talks, Lord. Let's go.
First pod done.
Legend.
Yeah, well done. Congrats.
Yeah, well done, KT. You nailed that.
You nailed it. You should...
There's something in this.
There's something there. You got the stories.
Love it.
Thanks,
Thank you, Bon.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
And that was episode 3 of the Too Good Talks podcast. See you next time.